Here is the classic kind of a lava tube that opens at one end and at another. It's the design like this in Shoshone, Idaho, that caused this whole area inside of here to fill in with ice that evaporated out of the, or precipitated out of the air from water vapor into water and then ice. But notice this. This at one time was the bottom of the lava tube, but then up on top there was a secondary cavity. And whether this was caused because the lava on top was for some reason particularly hotter and therefore traveled faster than the stuff below. Now, something kind of interesting is right down there on the wall, this center picture. At first it looks like man-made something or others, but it also just looks like there was little rivulets of lava that froze in place. And if we pan over, we'll see there what look like stalactites, things hanging from the ceiling, but maybe they were just little flows of lava that hardened in midair. Of course, we can see the lava tube, and that it opens up on the other side. Notice how smooth the inner side there is for some reason. Again, probably has something to do with the rate of cooling after the hot has just passed. We can see that this is obviously a lava tube flowing right straight through here. All of it has collapsed, except for that part up there, which has an opening underneath it, coming out further ahead of us somewhere. So we will go take a look at it as I stumble around. To me, this conjures up allusions to La Scala, the caves where the native Aborigines would have come, and that hooks way back around there somewhere. You can see how this was a flow. Maybe it was a secondary flow after the first flow went through. This is what we looked at a few moments ago. There you have to watch yourself. You're so busy focusing on the ground and the rocks you have to walk across, you may miss an overhanging chunk of rock and knock yourself cold. And that ain't funny. Interesting, look at this. These green moss looks like a velveteen. And yet there's some white and some yellow lichen growing on there. This is Shanshan Butte, a cinder cone. This is Shanshan Butte, a cinder cone. Okay, we're looking north from the top of Shanshan Butte. The land, of course, is a product of uplift and downlift. Tule Lake, which you can see off there, is about 1/7 of its original size. The Bureau of Land Destruction drained the lake, a major part of it. This is all that remains. They drained it for farming. I think I hope that's the park headquarters down there to the left. Now that's Mount Dome, which is actually a fault block mountain. In other words, it was kicked up into the air. which is interesting. It looks just like it ought to be a volcano, maybe a composite one because it's not so steep. But there's the van way down there. My left leg, hip or side is hurting a bit, hip side, but otherwise nothing too bad. A remote Oregon-California border landscape that few Americans ever see.